Welcome, one and all, to Pacific 4 and 4 episode review, live reaction to the season finale of Chucky for episode 8, Chucky Actually. Right now, the episode is going through a recap of what's happened in the last few seasons, and that's 2 seasons to be exact. And of course, now we're seeing some clips from last week's episode. So let's see what happens in the season finale. Let's see if the season finale is able to bring the season on top, because as some of you already know, I haven't been that impressed with this current season. And as you see there below, this is airing live on the East Coast. I cannot show any part of the episode while it airs, because if I do, then I'm subject to copyright claims and copyright strikes. So if you do not want to know what happens in this episode, I kindly ask that you come back later after the episode is aired and you're able to see it. So right now we're getting the last few minutes of last week's episode. And again, this is a spoiler reaction review. So I may end up giving away some plot points of tonight's episode. And while it's still going through the last few moments of last week's episode, I do want to say hello to Phil McCracken. That's right, Phil. Friends don't let friends play CPU. I also want to say hello to Kathy Skywalker. We're getting Charlie's life flashing before his eyes. Hope you're all doing well tonight. Interesting. We're getting a interesting conversation between Dr. Mixer and Chucky. Some more clips from last season. But I'll tell you all what's going on after the episode's finished. Hmm. Aha, so this is how it happened. Oh, so it wasn't Chucky that they got. Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. Thank you, Phil. Appreciate it. All right. Happy Thanksgiving, brother. So that's what she's keeping in the safe. I'll never think of Christmas the same way after watching this episode of Chucky. And just to let you all know, I will definitely keep an eye on the chat and communicate with everybody. But I'll probably do it mostly when there's a commercial break. Okay, so now we're getting what date it is now as far as this episode is concerned. It's December 22nd. Yeah, I'd say so, Lexy. Yep. You could say that. But is she going to tell this whole group that's going through a therapy session right now who that monster is? Nope. If you say so, Lexi. Uh oh. Lexi's sister, but she still has the Bell doll. Well, Caroline's bound to hear Lexi and Drake. Well, look who's there. Devon. Oh boy, Lexi's mom is narcissistic. Mm-hmm. Sure. Now we see Glenda. She's obviously visiting Glen. Okay, and now we're getting the telephone conversation between Glenda and Tiffany. Oh, I bet she is going to give the performance of her life. Oh, God. Chucky's actually looking through a catalog. Of course, the power tools. Yes, Chucky actually has his own credit card. And just a friendly reminder, if you do not want to be spoiled, please return after the episode has aired. This way, you can avoid any spoilers if you're watching it on the West Coast or in the Mountain Time Zone where it's not being aired right now. And if you're watching along with me, leave a comment. Hmm. Interesting Oreos commercial. I guess that was supposed to be a Yeti. I don't freaking know. Certainly didn't look like one. Got a question for everyone since there's a commercial break right now. Does anyone have any interest in seeing the movie Devotion that came out tonight? And happy Thanksgiving to you, Kathy. Yes, I'm just going through the comments again. All right, I know that's the worst Chucky laugh, but that's the best I can do. Chucky miss. Why, thank you, Kathy. Never said I could do a good impression. But anyways, Devotion takes place during Korean the Korean War, and it looks very good. And I'm gonna possibly go see it either Friday or Saturday. And I didn't know if anyone else had interest in the movie, and if you're gonna go see it. If you are, let me know in the comments because the movie looks good and looks like it's going to be entertaining, but hopefully it does have some historical accuracy to it as well. But we'll see. I'm sorry, this Barmageddon show looks dumb. Of course, who could forget the football game tomorrow too? Michelle, you narcissistic. Oh boy. Sure, you want it to be that dull? All right. So how is Glenda gonna pull this off? Uh-huh. Now we know how Tiffany is sneaking into the hospital. I'm not gonna say how until the review portion. And of course, we have the doll from the seat of Chucky. Well, 99, officer. Nope. Everything is not okay. Uh huh. Glenda's going to use shock pads to. Yep. And that's why they put the gel on. So I guess everything's done. And it is a terrifying sight. Oh boy. All right. Hmm. I don't see how that would be possible. Okay. All right. So we know what's happening there. And again, I'll tell you all once it's down to the spoiler section. All right. I just gotta do something real quick. Let's see. Any other further comments? Not at the moment, but if you are watching this episode live along with me on the East Coast, please give a comment on what you think of the episode so far. And I will make sure to put the review portion up in a separate video as well. All right. Don't care about dolls. Just show me what the killer doll's up to. Okay, another film from Disney that I'm not going to go see because there is a movie I'm going to go see, and it's called Devotion. No, I haven't. I'm not going into their Christmas shop anytime soon. Okay, we should be back from commercial break. I would love to hear it sometime, Kathy, if you ever want to come on Pop Talk. And like I've always said on Pop Talk, everybody's welcome to come on. Don't be shy. All right. It's Christmas Eve, at least in this episode. Stockings are hung by the chimney with care in hopes that Jake would soon be there. Excuse me. What did Jake get Devon for Christmas? Well, Jake's a little disappointed to Devon's reaction. And now we have a Christmas feast at the Cross household. Oh gosh. Ah, good for you. Good for you. 30,000 likes. Whoopee. Yeah, I'd be drinking wine at this point too, even though I'm not a wine drinker. Huh. Hey Bush, how you doing? Right now, I am watching the season finale of Chucky, episode 8, Chucky Actually. And honestly, there's some interesting things that have already occurred in this episode. I will divulge in all the information once the episode is over in the review portion where there will be spoilers. Well, that's the way to get everybody's attention focused on what they should have been talking about to begin with. And of course, here he comes. That's okay, Bush. That's okay. I have had times where I've done a live stream and I've muted myself and just been flapping my gums without actually looking and paying attention that I'm muted. And Yeah, that's bright and cheery. Jake? Oh, how sweet. Well, at least Lexi called him a dork. You know, that is her way of being affectionate to Jake and Devon. Of course, Chucky was the asshole. What do you expect? It's Chucky. It's all right, brother. Like I said, I've done it myself. I can't act like I've never done it myself when I have. Heck, a couple weeks ago, I had to re-record my review for Chucky episode 6 because I had myself muted through most of it. Okay, as far as the series being pretty good, it does have its moments. I do think that last season was better than this season, but give it a chance, especially if you're a fan of the Child's Play movies. It does have some moments that might turn a few people off, but again, judge it for yourself. That's all any of us can do when we hear about a series or a movie. Judge it for yourself. And if you have no interest in watching it, that's fine too. Ooh, who's coming down the chimney? It's Santa Chuck. All right, that was my attempt to do the Chucky laugh. So yeah, again, with anything, judge it for yourself. Watch it for yourself, and even if you don't watch an entire movie or an entire TV series, you're just seeing clips, and based on those clips, you're not impressed. That's fine. We don't have to like everything. We don't have to like the same thing. Oh, you never know. There might be a crossover. Okay. Well, you never know, and who knows? She might even get into the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Well, that's the extra bonus right there, Bush. The fact that it's a collector's item. I know I was in Walmart just yesterday, and I had seen a few things, of course, told myself, no, no, you can't buy everything. But I did end up finding the Playmates reissues of Admiral Kirk, Spock, and Khan along with the Enterprise. So that was pretty good. It's on Syfy and the USA network. Okay. Well, you find out. Either she'll love it and she'll put it wherever she displays some of her, horror collection, or she'll say, "Thank you, Uncle Bush," and just smile. Who knows? You should, if you're able to get sci-fi, you should be able to watch it on demand. I was able to watch the first episode of the season on demand, so you should be able to go to Sci-Fi's website and watch it after it airs. And also, if you have the Peacock network, you can watch season 1 on there. I don't know when they're gonna put season 2 on there, but I do know that season 1 is on Peacock right now. Exactly, Kathy. My mom and grandmothers and a few other people said, "Never know what to get you, Mike." So here's a gift card. If you guys could hear "The Night Before Christmas" as told by Chucky. Why is Tiffany dressed like that when it's cold outside and snowing? I'll never know. And just saying, sliding door was left unlocked. And nobody's hearing the footsteps? Excuse me. Is there going to be a transfer? If there is a transfer, it's not going to be between Jennifer Tilly and Michelle Cross because Jennifer Tilly's there to get the Belle doll. Yes, he's the only one who should voice Chucky. Oh, oh, this is going to be nasty. It's going to be ugly. Oh, uh, oh, Chucky, Chucky, Chucky. Oh boy, Lexy, she's going to freak out when she finds out what happened. Yeah, that was Child's Play 3. You see, I didn't like any of the other ones after Child's Play 2. I didn't think they were any good. I didn't like Curse of Chucky. I didn't like Seed of Chucky. I didn't like Cult of Chucky, Bride of Chucky. Oh, Lexi's gonna get her revenge. Do it, Lexi. Come on. So long, you bastard. I know he's not truly gone. Chucky's never truly gone. Oh. Oh. Well, the kids got it done so far. Uh-oh. Caroline. Interesting. Ooh. Chucky brainwashed Caroline. But I see where you're coming from. He's dead. Uh, Just gonna stand there and let them get away? Hmm. Again, if you're watching this episode live on the East Coast and you want to put in your thoughts on this episode, please do. Oh, look, another Apple phone. Yippee. Oh, this looks freaky. This looks like a new twist on Chucky, except it's called Megan. There's this trailer for this movie. All right. We only have a few more minutes left in this episode, so let's see what happens. I do want to let everybody know that tomorrow I may or may not do just a general stream tomorrow. I don't know if I haven't really made up my mind yet, but I am going to be on the Smoking Patriots channel tomorrow night, and we're just going to have a nice talk and be there for folks who are alone on Thanksgiving. So stop by the Smoking Patriots channel at 8 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to have a lot of fun. What's going to happen to Jake, Lexy, and Devon? Their teacher. Well, you know what? That's all right. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna judge you based on your beard. Well, thanks. Yeah, that's an interesting twist. I don't think it's working, Tiffany. This is interesting. Oh, this is an interesting twist. Oh, now that's an interesting twist. Now we're getting the 12 Days of Christmas by Chucky. Good grief. Oh boy. 22nd day of Christmas. No, they don't, Chucky. No, they don't. Oh, jeez. Well, unlike last season, we're not getting any kind of tease as far as whether there's could be a season 3. There's a spoiler for you all right there. So let's go ahead and get into the review portion for this episode. I'm just gonna stop the playback. Just go ahead and close that out. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the review portion for tonight's season finale of Chucky, which was called Chucky Actually. And there's a good reason why that episode was called Chucky Actually. But first, some of the little bits and pieces of information for this episode. And that information is we get a full recap of some of the episodes from last season, some of the episodes from this season, most notably last week's episode, going to the chapel. And we find out that during the scene where Andy's chasing down Dr. Mixer, it's not Dr. Mixer. Oh no, oh no. Chucky had enough time to transfer his soul from the good guy doll to Dr. Mixer. So, in that scene where Dr. Mixer is running down the hallway, it's actually Dr. Mixer who's inside the good guy doll, and that's who ended up dying in last week's episode. So, Chucky, now in possession of Dr. Mixer's body, goes to her office and opens a safe. And in this safe is a good guy doll. And what ends up happening is there's another transfer of souls. And unfortunately, without there being another soul to inhabit Dr. Mixer's body, Dr. Mixer is dead not once, but twice. We also have a scene in this episode where Lexy is in rehab and she's talking about why she's currently in rehab and she blames her mother. Jake is there to issue support. And then after all is said and done, Jake and Lexy are dropped off at Lake's house, at Lexy's house, sorry, in New Jersey, where upon arrival, they see Lexi's mother, Michelle Cross, and she's a narcissist. She is on social media making videos, trying to get all the attention she can for herself in the world. She's even making a nativity scene for the Christmas holiday, and she's using the Belle doll, which is the one doll that Tiffany has to transfer her soul into as baby Jesus. So Lexi and Jake and Mrs. Cross are inside. Of course, Michelle even tells Jake, please call me Michelle. Don't call me Miss Cross. And Jake's a little bummed out. Yes, he's grateful that he's able to stay with Lexi and Caroline and Mrs. Cross, but he's thinking about Devon. Of course, what he doesn't know is that Devon is actually staying at the Cross household as well. So there's this nice little reunion between the three kids. And then the episode also shifts to the hospital where you see Glenda going into the hospital. There's a security guard posted by Glenn's room. And when Glenda gets in there, Glenn is unconscious. She basically succumbing to her wounds. And Glenda gets on her cell phone and tells Tiffany, if we're going to do this, we need to do it now because Glenn's not going to make it. So, what ends up happening in this episode is Jennifer Tilly ends up going to the hospital. Of course, remember, Jennifer Tilly body is being possessed by Tiffany. In last week's episode, Jennifer Tilly, who was inside the Belle doll, the doll that was used as Tiffany's body, well, she is no longer alive as far as this episode is concerned. So, what ends up happening is they end up using a piece of luggage to put Glenn's original body, the doll body, inside the suitcase. Glenn makes another distraction for the security guard, and there's a soul transfer. And now both Glenn and Glenda, at least as far as their human bodies are concerned, are both dead, and their souls have been transferred back into the doll that is now known as Glenn, or as the doll prefers to be called later on in the episode, Gigi. And meanwhile, after that's happened, we go back to the Cross household where they're having Christmas dinner. And prior to them actually having Christmas dinner, Jake actually left the house to go out and get a last minute Christmas gift for Devon since he didn't know that Devon was going to be staying at the house. And he wants Devon to have a Christmas gift. He ends up coming back to the house with the Christmas gift for Devon. Devon opens the Christmas gift from Jake, and it's a podcasting set. It's a small little laptop and a microphone. And of course, Devon says, I'm not really interested in this gift. Thanks, but no thanks for this gift because he's not interested in podcasting anymore. And that is carried over into the next season. Well, I shouldn't say next season, next scene where you have Michelle Cross, you have Caroline, you have Lexy, Jake, and Devon all around the dinner table having Christmas dinner. There's a little bit of an argument, especially when Michelle Cross pulls out her cell phone and wants to take a picture of the group before they have their Christmas meal because of social media and notoriety. And while everybody's having a discussion, which Michelle Cross doesn't appreciate everybody having the kind of discussion that they're having around the Christmas, dinner, around the dinner table. And that conversation is about how narcissistic Michelle Cross is, and also Lexy going through her hard time and battling her addiction to drugs. So that's going on. Jake and Devon during this whole thing do eventually make up, but there's another thing that's going on while all this is going on inside the Cross household. You see Chucky now back in the soul of the good guy doll, back inside that house, back inside, you know, his new body of that good guy doll. He's looking through a catalog, like an old Sears Roebuck catalog where you would look through, you see different items that were being advertised for, the Christmas holiday, whether it be toys, whether it be kitchen appliances, tools, you name it. And speaking of tools, he comes across an electric chainsaw, and it says that it's very quiet. Now, keep in mind, this chainsaw is ordered by Chucky via Chucky using a credit card, and it plays a factor in what happens next in the episode. But before I go up to that part of what happened in the episode, we do have a scene where it's Lexy, Jake, and Devon. Lexy's in her bed. The boys are lying on the floor on sleeping bags, and they're having a conversation saying how much they mean to one another, especially Devin and Jake. And of course, Devin and Jake, they're lying on the floor in their sleeping bags, and of course, they're underneath the mistletoe, and they start kissing. Well, meanwhile, what they don't know is that Jennifer Tilly is showing up, and she's showing up because she wants that Belle doll. So she goes up to the nativity scene, and she sees that the Belle doll isn't inside the basket. So she goes to the backyard of the house, opens up the sliding door, which is unlocked for some reason, steps into the house, starts walking through, and of course, it awakens Michelle Cross. Michelle Cross is overly excited about Jennifer Tilly just barging in, breaking and entering into her house, and mentions last season where Michelle Cross, when she was mayor of Hackensack, New Jersey, was having the Monster Movie Festival at the theater, where unfortunately Mr. Cross lost his life along with Junior Wheeler. And she's overly excited. Well, guess who came down the chimney at this time? I think you all know he's redhead. He's a good guy doll. He's got a devious laugh. Yep, that's right. Chucky with his chainsaw had already entered the house, coming down the chimney, and as Michelle Cross is getting ready to take a selfie with Jennifer Tilly. That's when Chucky slices her down the middle with the chainsaw. And there's an exchange between both Chucky and Tiffany. Of course, Chucky's all, "What are you doing here?" Of course, Tiffany says, "You're supposed to be dead." And of course, Chucky says, "Well, of course I'm not dead. I always have a backup plan." And what ends up happening is Lexi comes down, and when she comes down the stairs, she sees her dead mother split in two, and she ends up taking the chainsaw from Chucky and slicing him in half. And then a few other pieces as well after slicing him in half. Meanwhile, Tiffany takes the opportunity to go upstairs and look for the Belle doll. She ends up finding the Belle doll, and that's when Jake and Devon go after her, and they have their butcher knives and they start cutting her. And Jennifer Tilly starts to get away. And just when you think she's going to be cornered and the kids are going to have their victory because they're going to call the cops, Well, guess what? There's a wrench thrown in the situation when Caroline walks right next to Jennifer Tilly. Jennifer Tilly takes a butcher knife and holds it right up to Caroline, and Caroline says, "You know, I finally understand why I didn't belong here because I didn't fit in because the person who was my mommy wasn't my mommy." And she looks at Lexy and says to Lexy that Lexy isn't her sister. So what ends up happening is Lexi's trying to talk Caroline out of it, and you find out that Chucky brainwashed Caroline, and Caroline ends up going with Tiffany. Tiffany and Caroline get into Tiffany's car and they drive away. There's a scene with the police at the Cross household and they're questioning the kids. And that's when the kids are told they're going to have to go into foster care because Lexi no longer has any next to kin. And Lexi's more concerned about finding Caroline and doing what you can do to get Caroline herself. Unfortunately, there's no immediate family to take the kids, but their teacher from last season, I forgot her name, but she actually comes and takes the kids. And then we get a scene in Times Square in New York where we see Jennifer Tilly go from being a bleach blonde to a brunette with a new hairdo, new wig. And you see Caroline reading Voodoo for Dummies. And that's when Tiffany is going to attempt to do the soul transfer into the Bell doll. But guess what? It's not working. And she keeps trying and trying, and it's still not working. She's saying, possess, 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 and it's not working. She even hits the Bell doll. Well, guess what? It's not a Bell doll, it's a good guy doll. It's Chucky, always with that backup plan. And he starts laughing and he starts mocking Tiffany. He takes out a butcher knife, and the last thing we see before the camera cuts to black is the butcher knife coming toward the camera. There is no teaser as far as whether or not there's going to be a season 3 of the show, but as far as we know, we've definitely got a cliffhanger here. So we'll have to wait and see if the show's renewed for a third season. And like I said, unlike last season, where, after the credits rolled after episode 8 of season 1 and we were teased with season 3, we didn't get that. So overall, this wasn't a bad episode. This did have some silly parts, but overall, it wasn't a bad episode. It did have some moments where for those of you who are watching during the live reaction review where I went, "Oh, come on." But overall, it was entertaining. And that's all one could ask for. It was entertaining, but just because it was entertaining doesn't mean I'm going to give it a high rating. If I were to give this episode a rating, I'd give it a 3 out of 5. It's watchable. And it's not, an episode I'm gonna go on the top of the hill and praise about, but it's watchable. It's definitely watchable. So I want to thank everybody for watching the live reaction, of course, watching this review portion. And don't go anywhere. I'm going to go ahead and end this review portion. But I do want to thank anybody who watches this portion because this portion is going to be uploaded. So if you don't want to sit through the whole live reaction and then the review, you can get the review. So thank you all very much. And now I will go ahead and that portion is now over. And I will actually look at your messages now and we can have a chat before I officially call the stream. Let's see. Bush is saying we also played Minecraft together. So she likes zombies and skeletons and stuff, and wasn't scared of them. That's cool. He also says, first day. All right. Very cool. Really? All right. Let's see. Kathy says, maybe I will. All right. And Bush is saying, I'm already following you on the tweets. I noticed that, brother. I appreciate the follow. I, I really do. You know, I know for some people, they come to the channel and they see that I do more than just, episode reviews or movie reviews or even pop culture. But the whole point of the channel in the beginning was to have some variety. Yes, it started off recapping Chicago Cub games, but I knew I didn't want to just stick myself in a box and keep it to the Chicago Cubs or baseball in particular. I knew I wanted to, and then of course went to movie reviews. Was doing gameplay already on the channel, and then last year in August, I decided I'm going to do my own show where I talk about the latest news in pop culture and entertainment and throw in my 2 cents, and also have folks come on for an open panel, which eventually came, and give their 2 cents. So, you know, I'm always going to be doing things on this channel to keep it going, keep it fresh, keep it evolving, but also try to entertain everybody the best way I can. Oh gosh. Yeah, that was Child's Play 3 where it was the military school. Yeah, because we had an adult, well, I shouldn't say an adult, had a teenage Andy at the military school. And okay. Yep. And let's see. I'm probably behind on the chat, and that's my fault. That's true. Mama Voorhees, yeah. Yeah. I've already read some of these. That's my fault. But yeah, for anybody who, has any questions on the series, at least give it a watch. Whether you like it or not, that's entirely up to you. Some people have tried to give it a chance, and that's all one can do is try, and it's not for them. And then other people have watched it and they've enjoyed it. So the best thing for anybody to do is make up their own mind. And even if you watch a few minutes of the clips and you're going, nah, this is for me, that's fine. Kathy. Tried to be a stand up comic, but was told to sit down. And let's see. Yeah, I know, Kathy. I know. And let's see. Bush says, I did stand up a couple times in DC open mic night. It didn't go well. The audience wasn't there to listen to comedy. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I've even done karaoke. Sometimes it's done, you know, to a point where I'm thinking, why did I even bother going on stage? That's how bad it was. But I think right now I'm just going to go ahead and end the entire live stream. I do want to thank you, Bush, for stopping by. Of course, Kathy, thank you very much for stopping by. Really appreciate it. I know we had Phil McCracken here earlier. Let me go ahead and find him and highlight his name. And going all the way up, scrolling up, 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 up. There he is. Phil McCracken. Thank you, Phil. And thank you for smashing that like. And of course, thank you all for watching, lurking, and going, why is this guy doing a live reaction to Chucky episode 8? Just because. Yeah, not a problem. Everybody's always welcome on the channel, whether I'm doing something like this or if I'm doing pop talk or a game stream. You're all welcome. I appreciate all the support, and I know some of you do have channels, and I'll do my darndest to watch your videos or watch your live streams and make sure to leave a comment or leave a like. So, thank you all for the mutual support, and I hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. Spend time with your loved ones if you can, and make sure that if you are alone, that you're not actually alone. Go out to a restaurant that's serving Thanksgiving dinner if you can, and s- spend Thanksgiving around people. Don't be alone. Nobody should ever be alone on the holidays. I know it's already tough for folks now, especially with everything that's going on, but nobody should be alone on the holidays. And make sure you get a chance to at least spend some time with the folks that you love. And also, if you can't spend time with them, give them a phone call. A phone call works too. Don't let them hear your voice. Nice thing about making a phone call nowadays is, you can actually see each other by using FaceTime. So, you know, just have a good holiday, have a good Thanksgiving. You know, eat plenty of food. Watch the football game if you want to watch the football game. But most importantly, take care of one another. And that's going to be it. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.